Should you be trying to reach a seven-figure business? That's what I want to chat about in today's video. Let's get it going. Welcome back, guys. Greg Hickman here with Alt Agency at altagency.com. And we train and coach agency owners and service providers on how to productize their service and package up their intellectual property and scale to six-figure months, which kind of brings me to the topic of this video. Like, should you be trying to get to six-figure months? We have a client that not too long ago surpassed the $1 million business and just decided that kind of the complexity that came along with that wasn't really for them. And they've been slowly dialing it back down while increasing their profit margins to optimize for the life that they want to live. And it actually reminded me of a story that I want to share with you. It was back in 2014, 2015. I was a member of Entrepreneurs Organization. And at the time they had a program called Accelerator. And Entrepreneurs Organization, kind of the main program is for businesses doing over $1 million. But their Accelerator program was for people that were between $250,000 a year, ambitious, trying to get to $1 million. And so I joined the program. After a year, someone asked me to become the kind of membership chair, meaning I get to interview everybody that's trying to get into the group and make sure that they're a good fit. In my mind, I was like, sweet, I get to go and have conversations with all these awesome people, and I get to make sure that the people we let in are people that I'd want to be hanging with and are super ambitious. And the person who I was replacing sat me down and was just kind of giving me the lowdown on how we look at people. And basically, one of the key things that they were looking for was you have to be driven and targeting hitting $1 million. Because if you're coming into Entrepreneurs Organization, specifically Accelerator, the goal is to get you to $1 million so that you could join EO, the main program. It's really designed to get you to $1 million. So if you're not wanting to get to $1 million, then there's no point in being in this group, because the whole goal is to make you ready for the next one. And we always kind of framed it, hey, look, this is a 3-year program with a 1-year commitment. Most businesses, less than 4% of businesses in the United States actually ever get to $1 million in revenue. But the ones that usually do, on average, takes 3 years. Now, that might sound long. Nowadays, it does kind of feel long when you look at what obviously the internet has allowed people to do. And, you can't scroll through YouTube and or Instagram or TikTok or whatever without hearing, how fast someone got to $1 million business, blah, 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 blah. But I can tell you that that's still statistically a very small percentage of the world, specifically the United States. On average, people that get to $1 million still probably is going to take 3 years. As a membership chair, we'd also have to deal with renewals. And so there was a gentleman that was in the program that had been there going and finishing his 3rd year, and he ran a law firm. And he really was stuck at kind of like the $850,000 a year range. We were having a conversation, and at this time I was actually with the kind of one of the lead instructors who had helped create the curriculum. And he said something I'll never forget and that I want you guys to take away today as you're thinking about growing your business. And so the lead instructor said, look, if during these 3 years you realize that you don't want to get to $1 million because what it's going to take for you to get there is something you're not willing to do or want to do or aligned with your lifestyle or interests, then just knowing that you don't want to get $1 million business is equal to a win just as much as actually hitting it if that was your goal. So for many of us, our goal is to hit $1 million, but you realize that what's required of you and or the business to get there is not something that you want to do at whatever stage of life you are in. Just knowing that you don't have to chase this goal anymore is a win, and you should celebrate that too, because I can tell you chasing someone else's goal and feeling like you're never going to get there doesn't make you feel great about yourself. So if you realize that you don't want to get there, but that's what you've been chasing, now you can exit this race that maybe you didn't even realize you were in. For this lawyer, what he realized was the size of his team felt really good, manageable. They were running like a well-oiled machine. And in order for him to cross the $1 million mark, he would actually need to go bring on another partner of the firm of kind of his equal caliber and experience to serve the amount of additional clients required to hit the $1 million run rate. But with that one person came a couple other hires, administrative, in order to run that extra book of business, eating into the profit margins that he would fundamentally take. Also the headache. And for him, he already had 3 children, very profitable, was saving a lot of money. Finding this person, vetting them, bringing on the additional staff, and then reducing the amount of money he actually takes home, and the headache of doing all of that over the course of the next couple of years was just not something he wanted to do. And for him, that was okay. And because he realized that he was no longer wanting to get to $1 million, he was able to exit the program him still feeling like he accomplished something and that he won, because he went in wanting to hit 1 million, and his outcome was he realized that he didn't want to do what it took to get there anymore, and what he had was just fine and worked perfectly well for him. So again, I bring this back to you because it's something I'm thinking about. We're over 1 million. We want to keep growing, at least right now. But the thought of what are the constraints? What are the things that you're not willing to do to hit some of these goals? In the beginning phases, you might be early on, like 10, 20K a month, and you're like, I want to build a 7-figure business. That sounds great right now because you don't have one. And once you get one, you might say, this actually isn't for me, or the way I got here isn't what I want to do. And you might pivot or change or realize that it's just okay to have a business that does high 6 figures, that's extremely profitable. But you also have to accept, obviously, the things that come along with that, which means you might be a little bit more of a bottleneck than, if you're scaling up more, and you might have to design your business a certain way, which is totally fine if that meets your goals. Not that you need my permission. Maybe I'm just sharing some things that I'm feeling at this moment too. But right now, again, it's tough to scroll through the internet without feeling like you have to build this, multi 7-figure business, or if you don't, that you're some failure. According to Entrepreneurs Organization, and what I've seen is you might be able to build a highly profitable business, arguably some that are more profitable than those already doing, say, 3 to 5 million, which is very much a reality. And that might be good for you. And if it's good for you, then I'm happy for you, and you should be happy for yourself. Exit the race that maybe you felt like you were losing, that you didn't even know you were in, and you've won, and knowing is winning. So hope you found this useful, a little bit different than what we normally talk to. But if you're new here and you like this sort of video, let me know in the comments if you'd like more conversations like this, real talk, things that I'm just thinking about versus, more tactical how-to stuff. And if you're not in our free Facebook group for agencies and service providers that are ambitious, looking to grow and systematize and create profitability and leverage, check out the link in the description for our free Facebook group. We go live in there with free training on a weekly basis. Until next time, peace.